We would like to thank your sponsor, Valley First, a division of First West Credit Union and a member-owned financial cooperative serving the Okanagan, Similkameen, and Thompson regions. They offer a wide range of banking and investment services for individuals and families. Valley First also has a talented business and commercial team to provide the expertise, products, and services local businesses need to grow and thrive.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Business Matters presented by Valley First, a division of First West Credit Union, where we delve into the stories and insights of leaders and change makers in our community. I'm your host, Rob Capello, and today we're joined by Greg Portas, partner and operations manager at Pinnacle Roofing. Greg, thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, no problem, Rob.
So as I prepare myself for these calls, I've been noticing that you guys have really set, I'll say, the standard for roofing excellence in Kelowna and beyond. Like, I think, I've seen the kudos that you guys deserve for the work you've done and the awards you've won. But I have to say, I'm going through your profile and I'm like, look, Greg has a marketing background. So how did you go from marketing and creative to roofing? So what happened there? I need to know that transition.
Yeah, it's a bit of a leap for sure, but actually, the Pinnacle Roofing was started by my uncle Wayne Parser and another fellow Tim. So my cousin Aaron, who's the other partner here, he's been with the company since it started. So his son's involved now as well. So it's three generations of Aaron and his father and his son. Him and I mountain bike a lot together, and one day he's started talking to me about kind of where he wanted to go with Pinnacle and some of the things that were going on there. And just kind of started with a mountain bike and a conversation, and all of a sudden I'm a partner in a roofing company. So that's kind of the short version.
Was like running your own business? And I wasn't sure, like, I guess I should ask a question. Were you running your own creative business or were you working in it at that time?
It was my wife and I for over 20 years, had a small boutique marketing company based in Alberta originally. And a lot of creative clients, and she's carried on with the business, but yeah.
So you've had sort of entrepreneurship in your family. It wasn't something that wasn't new to you. As being an owner wasn't new to you, though.
It wasn't known. I mean, the roofing industry has a whole different set of parameters. But as far as being a business owner, is something I was familiar with.
So do you bring that creative marketing knowledge you had for 20 years? Is that sort of one of the hats you wear at Pinnacle as well? Did you bring that, like, they lean on you for your marketing expertise and so forth when you're looking at whatever it may be, your digital ads, your branding, all that sort of stuff?
For sure. I mean, we're so busy. A lot of times it's something that gets a little bit skirted to the side, but yeah, when I have time, and we do have a little bit of a slower time through the winter, I get a chance to kind of bring that to the table. So yeah, it is on my plate, but it's not always first of mind, which is fine.
Fair enough. Yeah. Fair enough. So I'm curious. When I was, like I said, I was reading that, one of the things that really stood out for me, for you guys, for Pinnacle Roofing, is like you have this commitment to excellence, customer service. You can tell by your reviews on your Google reviews and so forth. But can you talk about sort of what are sort of the core values that guide you guys? Like, well, and I said it's been in the family for a while, so you've inherited, I'm sure, some of that. But can you speak a little bit about why, what do you guys do differently that makes you guys excel in those areas?
Yeah, I think not to criticize other roofing companies, because there are plenty of other good ones, but in our industry there are a lot of companies that come and go. I think our commitment to just customer service and taking care of people and just being fair and honest and doing quality work and then standing behind our warranty, that's kind of the philosophy, is just take care of people, treat them like how you want to be treated. Having your roof redone is something maybe you do once in your lifetime, so it is a stressful thing for homeowners. So we really keep that in mind and try to take care of them. And then with all the new construction and home builders, it's the same philosophy. Like, if you really take care of them, like, they're under stress to produce and keep their timelines and deliver a good product. So we just try to be a part of that thing that they're trying to do. So yeah, it's not really been more complicated than that.
Keep it pretty simple. It's interesting. I was thinking that, you're in an industry where, like you said, you might do your roof once, twice in your lifetime. Once probably is that it's not something that people go like, I can't wait to redo my roof. Like
Yeah.
it's probably it's a necessary evil. You need it. There's all the benefits and stuff, but to be able to, like you said, it's just the simple things, right? Do the simple things that when you're working with customers. So it's not like you're buying a cup of coffee and you get excited by drinking a cup of coffee, right? So it's a little bit
Yes.
different.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm curious on, if you were, back in sort of your marketing, you said your wife's still running the company. Like there's a lot of, in our industry, there's technology changes all the time, right? Like there's AI, there's all this sort of stuff. I'm curious, do you see the same things like in the roofing industry? Is it like, how has it changed over the last 10, 15 years? There been, like, I'm sure there's been advancement in technology in the product you have. Like, how has technology changed your guys' business in the industry?
I guess, I mean, the actual installation of the product has stayed fairly consistent over the years.
Right.
I mean, the workmanship is something we check on. We have our own manual and guide that we adhere to. I would say the changes are more in some of the products. Some of the products come with like higher wind ratings. So if you see in the Okanagan, you get these big wind events. These products are designed to not blow off, or certain products are more popular in the Okanagan, like metal roofing, because it has a higher fire rating. So those products are, some of them are a little more expensive, but those are maybe some of the things that come to the marketplace here that have changed over time. It's more products that are becoming more popular, or the actual design of the shingles has improved over time. So yeah, that would be more of the advancements. And some of the technology does help people estimate roofs better. Like
Right.
we have a system where we do roof takeoffs through like almost like an AutoCAD system. So the accuracy and the ability to estimate is probably improved over time.
And what about through like eco-friendly products? Like sustainability is big nowadays. People talk about it in every aspect of business. So has there been changes in the product as well when it comes to more eco-friendly solutions and stuff like that? Or are they the same as they were 5, 10 years ago?
I think it's on the end part of the product. So,
Okay.
like, say shingle, when you do a shingle re-roof, we make sure that that product gets only put in the bins, and when that bin goes to the dump, it's fully recyclable. So, as much as it's a petroleum-based product, the shingles, it
Yeah.
is recycled back into like roads and other products after. So, it is actually a fairly eco-friendly business as far as that side goes. Same with the metal; it can all be recycled at metal recycling facilities. So really, as much as there's a lot of waste when you see a re-roof go on, a lot of it, the vast majority of it gets separated and recycled. So
Interesting. I learned something new today. I didn't know
yeah,
that.
there you go.
You can recycle. That's interesting. Like it
Yeah.
definitely is not something I thought of. But what about solar panels? Like, I know there's been a big push late, into solar. Is that something you guys are getting into? Do you work with companies doing that? Is something that you guys offer? Can you speak around that a little bit?
Yeah, solar panels is something that's a little bit out of our lane.
Okay.
So we definitely coordinate with solar companies. We often get plans from especially new construction where there are specific roof planes that are set up for solar panels. Um, what we're coming across is a lot of times people that want to put solar on their roofs, their shingle roof or whatever roof system they have might be 10, 15, 20 years old. So they're like, well, let's have the roof redone and then the panels done shortly after. And then they're kind of have that longevity of not having to take the panels down and then do the roof and then put the panels back up, and more of
Right.
a legit thing that happens.
I know you say like, you have a hard time right now, even just spending time on your own marketing, but what are some of the challenges that you're facing from a business perspective? Is it recruitment? Are you having a hard time hiring people? Like what are you seeing as challenges moving into 2024?
Yeah, I would say it's like similar to a lot of the companies in the construction field. It's a constant search for good people. We would rather have a smaller company and have good people than grow and not have good people. So it's always that balance of finding, training, feeling confident in the people you have in the field. So yeah, definitely the recruitment part. Um, Also, too, with the ease of marketing, any guy with a ladder and truck can put a website up and look like they may be a competitor, even though we don't really consider them, true competitors in the marketplace because sometimes they're offering, a poor service or a poor warranty or those kinds of things. So that's a challenge to sort of separate yourself from some of those companies that come and go.
Interesting. And when you're hiring for your team, is there certifications that they need? Do you have to keep going back to like, is there new ways that they have to learn new things, or like is training done on basically on the job?
Yeah, generally training would happen on the job. So you would come in as a like a laborer, and over time, it takes a couple of years to probably get to the point where you can be on a job on your own.
Right.
So yeah, it's a lot of in the field training. We do the odd training sessions, or we have product representatives come in and talk about new installation techniques. But like I said before, it is the workmanship is really just about the same skill set that's been around for a while.
Yeah, fair enough. Interesting. You must have done, I'm curious, I was thinking about this last night. You must have done like hundreds of projects, right? Like or maybe I don't know how many you've been involved in, but is there anything that really, like I always ask, like, is there one or two that really stand out for you? Is there something that like, wow, like we did this job and it still stands out to me? Or is there anything that really you can pick over the last couple of years that you're like, yeah, I'm proud of what we did in this building or whatever it may be?
Yeah, I mean, you're involved in so many different types of projects, but I think for some of the large custom home builders, they're often projects that people don't drive by. There's often down some small road, and you come upon these homes that are just insane. I don't they it's nice to work on those projects because it seems like they have budgets to do a lot of this really interesting kind of roof work where they might be mixing a flat roof with shingle roofs and metal roofs and all kinds of tricky details. And so I would say those kinds of projects stand out. The really big hidden custom homes, sometimes they're like zero energy homes, and they have all kinds of cool features as far as like how they're ventilated and how there's room for solar panels. And yeah, just probably these large custom homes, they're the most interesting for our guys.
Stuff that, like you said, no one ever sees other than you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah, after we're done, sometimes the gate goes up and nobody ever comes in and out other than the owners of these homes. But yeah, they are out there.
That's pretty funny. I would assume in your industry, like referral business must be pretty big. Like I would assume like you do a job for someone, they refer to someone. And I'm curious is how do you guys approach that? Is there a system in place you guys use, or is it just like, you know what, let's just do a good job and the referrals will come?
Yeah, I mean, we don't really push on referrals. Like it just happens over time. I think in Kelowna, as much as it's growing, it's still a small community.
Right.
So, yeah, if you do good work, people tend to share your name around. And yeah, I think as you've been like we've been here for 21 years, so you kind of have built that trust in the community. And that's very true for the builders. Like a lot of the builders we work with have been here for a long time, and they do the same. They build good quality products and they stick around. So we like to partner with those kind of people.
I'm curious around your day-to-day role in the company. Like, are you stuck behind your desk a lot, or do you get into the field, or what's your like what hat do you wear when it comes to the company?
So for myself, I work closely with a field site supervisor. Him and I work hard to basically set up the jobs, work with the homeowners and the builders. And as a team, we visit the sites, we make sure the details are correct when they're on site. I work a lot with the estimating side and communicating with the homeowners before the jobs start. Do some pricing, some marketing. Yeah, a little bit of everything, kind of networking with other companies and some of our suppliers, and yeah, kind of a whole long list of things I get involved in.
I'm wondering if, I know you're really busy at work. I'm curious, other than mountain bike, where do we find you? Where do we find you when you're not at your desk, you're not working?
Yeah, I like mountain biking. I like skiing. I got two teenage daughters that are in high school, so that keeps me on my toes. Um, yeah, I just like to kind of take it easy. I'm not a out and about guy all the time, but I have some close friends and we like to do adventure things. Usually once or twice a year, I'll do a backpacking trip with some friends and go and do done the West Coast Trail and the North Coast Trail and some of those kinds of things. So yeah, I kind of like to just be outside, just by the lake or in the trees or.
Love it. Well, we live in the right place for that, so that's good.
Yeah.
If I'm curious, if the opportunity for Pinnacle Roofing wouldn't have come to you, like you weren't mountain biking with your cousin that day, would you still be in the creative industry, you think? Would you still be running your own company with your wife, or what would you be doing, you think?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I, it's kind of I went to college for that, and
Got it.
it was a successful business. I think the challenge was doing it with my wife for 20 years.
Yeah, yeah.
We were successful at it, but it does take a strain on a marriage. So
Sure.
going our separate ways as far as work goes was, kind of a new challenge. So yeah, I don't know. No one's ever asked me that question.
I'm curious around vision of Pinnacle Roofing. Like, where do you guys want to take Pinnacle Roofing? Are you looking to expand, or are you looking to just keep focusing on what you're doing right now?
Yeah, I think our focus is always to expand. We're always taking on new builders. I think there's a lot of commercial work in the valley. We don't want to compete with the big guys that do the high rises, but there is a lot of small townhomes, duplexes, infill kind of things that are coming down the pipeline in Kelowna, where they're trying to fill up, kind of these older neighborhoods with more density. So that's kind of something that we're working hard to keep our fingers in and do a good job for some of the developers that are in those areas, and yeah, just be that expert team for homeowners that we bring a lot of experience and knowledge and can answer questions and deliver a good product.
Amazing. Well, Greg, thank you so much for spending some time with me today, sharing your insights and journey and the stories, and kudos to you guys for all the success to date. So thank you for spending some time with me today. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Rob.
If there's questions we didn't answer, feel free to reach out to Greg and his team. And if you enjoyed today's episode, we always say just leave us a review and share the podcast. We can spread the word. And until next time, thank you for tuning into Business Matters and have a great day.
We would like to thank your sponsor, Valley First, a division of First West Credit Union and a member-owned financial cooperative serving the Okanagan, Similkameen, and Thompson regions. They offer a wide range of banking and investment services for individuals and families. Valley First also has a talented business and commercial team to provide the expertise, products, and services local businesses need to grow and thrive.